welcome to Bordeaux in France. I'm Patrick Hughes and this is Planet Patrick. I'm Patrick Hughes and this is Planet Patrick. Hello from this very untidy bedroom in Bordeaux. So where are we going to go in Bordeaux in 2 hours? Here's the choice. Place de la Bourse, designed by Louis XV's favourite architect, Jacques Gabriel, in the 1720s. It's a beautiful open space. You're going to love it. And to one side of it, the Water Mirror by Michel Courageux. I can't read my own writing. That's a problem. The Quais de Bordeaux, that's the left bank of the Gironde River, which runs through the centre of Bordeaux. They've created this promenade that's 80 metres wide. It's gorgeous. I was here a few years ago when they celebrated Bastille Day by setting off fireworks. Today, the only fireworks will be whatever happens between me and Sarah. Potentially a fight. La Grosse Cloche, a 15th century belfry with 2 towers that sits atop an older 13th century tower. Who knew? The Orange Book is working overtime today. The Esplanade des Quinconces. It's a big open space with fountains where public celebrations take place, and there's also the Monument aux Girondins that apparently is well worth looking at. It's dramatic. It's got fountains. Bordeaux Cathedral, famous for the wedding of Eleanor of Aquitaine, who married the future Louis VII there in 1137. Can you imagine it? Before the foundation of modern America, if you ignore the entire history of Native Americans. And there's lots of other places to go too. There are lists where you could spend 40 years walking around Bordeaux discovering new sites. We're going to wander around the old city, see what we see. We might see things that haven't been mentioned here. Those would be lovely. And we're going to have lunch, somewhere delicious. I haven't picked it, but we know it's going to be good. And we know, because Sarah is here, it's going to feature wine. Let's go, Bordeaux! So we're going to buy a ticket. Sarah's organising it.
Tickets. One journey?
No, 2 journeys, because we're going to come back.
Oh, right, 2 journeys. Validated or anything like that?
Probably. So it's about 11 stops from Palais de Congrès into Quinconces in the centre of town. It takes about 19 minutes to get there, so it's not too bad. And it's nice actually to stay out by the lake and then come into the city. Also, we were unwilling to pay to stay in the city since it was very expensive. And I'm very poor, / on a budget. Sarah's not poor, she's very wealthy. Elle a beaucoup d'argent. This is Quinconces, and everyone is getting off here, I think. Or lots of them, at least.
Welcome to Quinconces.
This stop is the Esplanade of Quinconces, and behind us, just there above Sarah's head, is the Monument des Girondins. And they were kind of revolutionaries. They were one of the first groups. They were like legislative people who supported the French Revolution. And in fact, the heads of the revolution then didn't like them anymore and had them all executed. And they're viewed nowadays as being political martyrs. And so this huge monument was erected in their honour.
Vive la Révolution!
So this is the lovely fountain on the monument. This was a parade ground, now occupied by a large ride. We're down on the banks of the River Garonne and they've got this lovely art installation. Look at that.
Singing in the rain, chanson, have to look at the words, sous la pluie.
Flawless. This mighty river, which bisects Bordeaux, is the River Garonne. It has to be one of the many reasons that Bordeaux was listed as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. It's really beautiful. And this is the left bank. And our own very left bank, Sara Clancy, coming through. So Sara and I, Sara, you look very small in this bit. We're walking along the quays of Bordeaux, and this is our next stop. She disappears. But one thing to point out, apart from the joggers and the people walking and enjoying themselves on bicycles, are these wonderful art installations. I think it's the cat from Tintin, or Tintin as we used to call it, when I was a small child, back in the late 90s. Shut up. She didn't even work that out because she's not good at mathematics. But anyway.
I just don't listen to a lot of what he says. It just goes over my head because I'm blonde.
You are. Anyway, these are the quays of Bordeaux. Sometimes events happen here. The last time that I came to Bordeaux in 2007, I was here for Bastille Day, and right across there, from a great big boat, there were amazing fireworks going on. Sadly today, the only fireworks are from Sara, and those are going to happen. She's getting hangry. Behind these steps where people tend to sit out in the sunshine and read a book is the famous water mirror, or Le Miroir d'eau, and Place de la Bourse. So let's have a closer look at those. Now that we've seen the quays and the water mirror, Le Miroir d'eau, we're proceeding to what was in the background of those, which is Place de la Bourse. And Place de la Bourse was commissioned by Louis XV and created by his famous architect, Jacques Gabriel, in the 1720s. Of course, it took years and years to build it, and it was just outside the city walls, but it was one of the first very pretty places that had been created outside the city walls. And usually inside the city walls, that money had been invested. Here, money was being invested in a different way. The king believed in Bordeaux.
So here we are now. I spotted this little place that said vin, and I've just discovered that there is a little degustation. So 3 wines with our little drive, €10, 5 wines, €15. So I think we're going to do that, and then I'm not sure if we're going to be able to take anything after that. So au revoir, see you later. That would be an ideal little coffee table for me.
So I'm thinking of hake fillet, maybe with Lillet sauce, which I hope is a wine sauce, and arancini. I'm looking forward to that with a glass of rosé. We're not driving today. Santé à tout le monde.
Santé.
So this is merlot or hake with crisp things and arancini and a white wine sauce. Introduce yours, Sarah?
Oh, mine is duck with honey and some French fries, because when you're in France, you have to have your French fries.
Love. Sarah has managed to find a little shop with dresses similar to the one she's wearing today. So she's popped in to have a little look and see if there's anything nice for her to buy. It's just after lunchtime and the streets are still busy. Well, anything that you liked?
Lovely stuff, but no, not what I'm searching for.
Behind us up there is La Grosse Cloche, the great bell tower. In fact, there are 2 bell towers. It was built in the 15th century on an older site, a 13th century site, which it replaced, which was of great significance. And I'm going to put up a fact check because I might be lying about that. Now we're going to look at La Grosse Cloche. Me and Sarah is actually here and a human. Lovely, La Grosse Cloche. As we've gotten a bit closer to it, you can see up here, about there, a 7.5 ton bell that was added in the 18th century. What I've discovered is that the Grosse Cloche was used as a detention centre for juveniles, and the bell was added just above where the juveniles were incarcerated. So it doesn't seem quite so nice to visit, but our histories are our histories, aren't they? Annoyingly. The building behind me is the Cathedral of St. Andrew, or as it's known in French, Cathédrale Primatiale Saint-André de Bordeaux. It's a Roman Catholic church, and it was one of 3 churches designated as important stop-off points for those people who were doing the Camino on their way to Santiago de Compostela. Some of you know that I'm heading there in the next few days. It was the site of the wedding of Eleanor of Aquitaine to Louis VII of France before he was Louis VII of France. At that time, she was 13 and he was 17. So we've just been to the Cathedral of St. Andrew, which is right here behind us, and it was pretty impressive, wasn't it?
Beautiful, absolutely stunning.
There's a gorgeous big organ, the nave is very expansive, there's some lovely chapels behind the main altar, and we saw one of your favourite saints.
Yeah, St. Anthony. I swear by him, he always finds whatever I lose.
Obviously lost causes are involved here somehow.
We wanted to try some wine from Bordeaux, so we tried a little place that had a sign outside, but sadly the white wine was warm, so we had to give up. We went back to a place I had tried years ago, L'École du Vin de Bordeaux. It was open and it was delicious.
We're so glad that you could be here for this episode of Planet Patrick featuring Sarah.
Hi!
We hope that you can join us again for the next one, which is coming soon. Take care and bye-bye.
Au revoir!
I'm Patrick Hughes and this is Planet Patrick.